So today I'm going to be tying the articulated seam ripper that we named Saturday at North 40's live tie. I'm going to be starting out with the size 6 Gamakatsu B10S hook, and I'm going to start with laying down a thread base. Get to the back, cut off that extra. And for the tail, we're going to use black marabou. Do about the length of the shank of the hook. Cut off the extra and clean it up a little bit. This is the back section of this fly, so for the body we're going to use red grizzly schlappen and black polar chenille. And once we get both of those tied on there, we're going to wrap to the front of the hook. I'm going to get a pair of hackle pliers and grab both the red schlappen and the black polar chenille and lay them next to each other. And grab the back of that with the hackle pliers and then just give it a few twists. Try to get out any trapped fibers. And we're just going to wrap that to the front. As we wrap forward, we're going to push back the fibers so they don't get trapped. And tie that off. We're going to get a pair of fluorescent orange silly legs. Attach those just behind the eye of the hook. And that's all for the back part of the fly, so we're going to go ahead and whip finish it. And then finish it off with a little bit of UV. Now we're going to take this off the vise and put it to the side and get a size 4 Gamakatsu B10S as well. And start with a thread base on that. We'll get a pretty good base around the front here to attach the eyes so they don't move around. And get a pair of red dumbbell eyes. Get a few wraps on those and then twist them so they're underneath the hook. And then just latch those down nice and tight. Then you can use super glue here to put on these so they don't move around, but I like to use the Loon UV clear finish again. Cure that. Now we're going to get a piece of articulation wire to attach the back piece of the fly. And you're going to want to wrap this down pretty tight so it doesn't get pulled out on any fish or if you get stuck. I'm using a metal bead, but you can also use plastic beads if you don't want the fly to be quite as heavy, but I like it to be a little bit heavier so it sinks a little bit faster. And put that articulation wire through the bead. Do a few looser wraps, and then we're gonna get this seated where we want it to be for the right length. And you want it to be able to move around a little bit, but not too much to the point where it gets tangled around the front hook when you're fishing it. We're going to trim the wire just behind the eyes. And then wrap that forward to tighten it down. And then to cover up the bead and the articulation wire, I'm going to use black marabou again. try to get this evenly around the bead. And then we're going to do the same twist method that I did for the back part of the hook for the body on the front hook. We're going to use red Schlappen again and black Polar Chenille. Once we get those tied on, we're going to wrap forward just behind the dumbbell eyes again. And you want to leave about a eyes gap of space behind the dumbbell eyes for the head. Just going to twist that together again. Pull out any chopped fibers and then wrap it forward. To get that wrap forward, we're going to tie it off and just clean up that front part a bit. You can brush that out with a dubbing brush. Get out any other trapped fibers. Now we're going to go on to the head, and for the head we're going to use Senyo's Laser Dub in brown for the bottom, and then Nature's Spirit Fine Natural Dubbing black for the top. And grab a piece and then just keep pulling it apart to try to get try to get the fibers all lined up for the head. Gonna tie in the middle of it, and then turn it upside down, and get the brown laser dub. Do the same thing to line up all the fibers. Just get those both tied on. Gonna pull it back and go in front of the dubbing to try to make a little thread dam so it goes backwards. We're going to do that again one more time behind the eyes. Do another little thread dam to push the fibers back. And once you're done with that part, we're going to get 2 more fluorescent orange silly legs. And tie those in right behind the dumbbell eyes. Then we're going to go up in front of the dumbbell eyes and do the dubbing head one more time. Then do another thread dam. And finish off the fly with a whip finish. Gonna use Loon UV finish again for the top. Cure it. Now we're going to trim the rubber legs to length, and for the back set of rubber legs, I like to trim them just a little bit past the tip of the tail. And the front ones, I'm going to trim right about to the start of the tail, of the marabou tail. Get the dubbing brush and comb out the head. Get any loose fibers out. And that's the seam ripper.